Imagine a time long before pyramids, before empires, even before the last ice age reached its peak. Our story takes us to the Philippines, to a region of breathtaking beauty called Cagayan Valley on the island of Luzon. This valley isn't just known for its winding river and lush landscapes. It's a treasure trove of ancient secrets, and at its heart lies a massive limestone formation riddled with caves. One of these is Callao Cave, a place that would soon rewrite the very story of human evolution in Southeast Asia. For decades, the title of the Philippines' earliest human resident belonged to Philippines Man, discovered on the island of Palawan and dated to around 47,000 years ago. It was a cornerstone of our understanding of how and when our ancestors spread across this part of the world. But history is never set in stone. It's constantly being dug up, re-examined, and sometimes completely overturned. In 2007, an archaeological team led by Dr. Armin Miyares of the University of the Philippines was hard at work inside Callao Cave. They were meticulously sifting through layers of earth, each layer a page from a history book thousands of years old. Their goal was to find evidence of early human activity. As they dug deeper, past layers of sediment from more recent times, they reached a stratum nearly 2.5 meters below the cave floor, and there it was. Not a grand skull or a complete skeleton, but something small, something easily overlooked. A single bone from the foot, a third metatarsal. At first glance, it might not seem like much. But for an archaeologist, even the smallest fragment can tell an epic story. Dr. Miyares and his team knew they had something special. The bone was delicate, ancient, and unmistakably human. The initial dating of the rock layer where the bone was found sent shockwaves through the scientific community. The results came back showing an age of approximately 67,000 years. This was a staggering 20,000 years older than Philippines Man. Suddenly, the entire timeline of human presence in the Philippines was thrown into question. Who did this bone belong to? This ancient individual, who walked the floors of Callao Cave so long ago, was now the earliest known human in the archipelago. The discovery was a monumental achievement, but it also opened up a Pandora's box of new questions. The bone was clearly from a member of the genus Homo, our own genus, but it had some peculiar features. It was smaller and more curved than the same bone in a modern human, Homo sapiens. This suggested it might belong to a different species altogether. The scientific world was buzzing with excitement and debate. Was this just a small-bodied modern human or something else entirely? To answer this, the team needed more evidence. So they returned to Callao Cave. Over the next few years, their patient and painstaking work paid off. In 2011 and 2015, they unearthed more fossils from the same deep layer. This time, they found 2 more foot bones, hand bones, part of a thigh bone, and crucially, several teeth premolars and molars. These new finds were a jackpot. Teeth, in particular, are fantastic for identifying species because their shapes and sizes are so distinct. The team, now joined by international experts like Professor Philip Piper from the Australian National University, carefully analyzed every piece of the puzzle. What they discovered was astonishing. The collection of fossils, representing at least 3 different individuals, displayed a unique mosaic of features. Some traits looked ancient, similar to those of much older hominins like Australopithecus, who lived in Africa millions of years ago. Other features were more modern, resembling those of Homo sapiens. And some were entirely unique, never seen before in any other hominin species. The teeth were particularly telling. The premolars had 3 roots, a trait seen in less than 3% of modern humans, but common in more archaic species. The molars, on the other hand, were surprisingly small, even smaller than those of the famous hobbit, Homo floresiensis, from Indonesia. The finger and toe bones were distinctly curved, a feature often associated with a climbing lifestyle, hinting that these ancient people may have been comfortable both on the ground and in the trees. It was clear this wasn't Philippines Man, it wasn't Homo sapiens, it was something new. In 2019, after more than a decade of research, the team officially announced the discovery of a new species of ancient human, Homo luzonensis, named after the island of Luzon where it was found. The announcement sent ripples across the globe. We now had a new member of our ancient human family. But the discovery of Homo luzonensis didn't just add a new name to the list. It posed a profound and perplexing question. How did they get to Luzon in the first place? During that period, 67,000 years ago, sea levels were lower than they are today, but Luzon was still an island. It was never connected to the mainland of Asia by any land bridge. This means that to reach Luzon, Homo luzonensis must have crossed a significant stretch of open sea. This is a huge deal. For a long time, it was widely believed that intentional long-distance sea crossings were a skill developed only by our own species, Homo sapiens. The idea that an earlier small-brained hominin could build a raft or some other kind of watercraft and deliberately navigate across the ocean was revolutionary. It forces us to reconsider the cognitive abilities and technological skills of our ancient relatives. They weren't just passively spreading where land would take them. They were explorers, pioneers venturing into the unknown. So, what was life like for Homo luzonensis in their island home? The evidence found in Callao Cave gives us some fascinating clues. Alongside the human fossils, archaeologists found a large number of animal bones. The most common were those of the Philippine deer and a species of wild pig. Crucially, many of these bones showed clear signs of butchery cut marks made by stone tools and evidence of smashing to get to the nutritious marrow inside. This tells us that Homo luzonensis were capable hunters. They were successfully preying on the largest animals available on the island, processing the carcasses, and bringing the meat back to the cave to eat. This paints a picture of a successful and well-adapted population thriving in the prehistoric environment of Luzon for thousands of years. They were intelligent, resourceful, and capable of complex behaviors we once thought were unique to ourselves. The story of Homo luzonensis is a powerful reminder that the history of human evolution is far more complex and diverse than we ever imagined. It's not a simple, linear progression leading straight to us. And Homo floresiensis, completely rewriting our understanding of who our ancient cousins were and what they were capable of. It's a story of incredible discovery, born from a single, small bone found deep within a Philippine cave, that has forever changed the map of our shared human journey. Thank you so much for watching. What do you think about this incredible discovery? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into our deep past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories that rewrite history. See you next time.